Oh, hello. How you doing? Welcome to a random specific reading. It was supposed to be for Aries next, but I guess someone else's story needs to pop out first. Aries, you're absolutely next. I swear to God. Okay. Get a little harmony going on here. I pre-shuffled, but let me do a little bit more here. Oh no, not a decision. Oh no. I feel distress over a decision that needs to be made by somebody. By who? Who are we talking about here? King of Swords. So, someone who is either a Libra or an Aquarius or a Gemini, maybe male, or you take on a lot of male qualities as far as making shit happen. Um, oh, let me not say anything yet. I'll put a link in the description when I get there. I didn't even mean to use this deck to start. So, we're talking about dreams, nightmares, the unconscious mind, the mind, the combination of your ability to mm, so your ability to be resourceful right now is being tested. And it's like once you pass this final test by the universe or your higher power or the demons that torture us, however you want to see it, it's like this is one final test for you, and then abundance. But we're talking about your unconscious mind and your decisions, the way you see things, and making final decisions to cut out anything in your life that doesn't make sense anymore, or that brings you poverty, or that makes you feel apart from. Whether that be your own relationship, your own family, your own part in your own story, could be a work situation. Working together with someone, Queen of Wands. So this could be someone who is very creative, maybe flamboyant, but I don't want to say dramatic. Maybe sometimes you see them as like demanding and dramatic, and maybe they see you as cold and detached. You might have a child, and this child is kind of in the middle of everything. Huh. You're worried about how to provide for your children. You're worried about how to provide for yourself. You're worried that it's not enough. You're worried that you don't have enough to make it till the end of the month or something. But what's this? The decision is. What's the decision? Do you want? Oh, the Hierophant. Oh, so there's a decision that has to be made about telling the truth about who you really love. Maybe you're in a marriage and you stayed in the marriage because of the children. Like always decided that we're going to stick it out until they graduate or something, um but that would be the devil. Okay, the devil doesn't always have to be like addictions or debauchery. The devil can be the flip side of the lover's card, like the ill dignified, kind of stayed along for the ride, even though it wasn't your life path anymore. And it's just time to end it. Like, I feel like with the Two of Swords, especially with this deck, it's oh, maybe I should read from this deck. It's so bizarre, you guys. I feel like it's a translation error in the book. But so I usually just kind of take a liberty with it and go with like the Rider White version combined with uh, the undercurrent of subconscious dreams and nightmares. But I feel like you already know what the decision is that you have to make. Like you already know in your subconscious and your conscious mind. And it's telling you to make a mind over heart decision. So it could hurt your heart, maybe to walk away from this person, or to even tell your child, we're getting a divorce, or we're taking a break, or something like that. Because the Hierophant, the Moon, the King of Cups, the Two of Wands, it's a setting out on a new path. It's being in a position of seeing clearly. So this could be kind of for the first time, maybe seeing yourself and your subconscious clearly, seeing your dreams. Maybe there was like a very fine line between your dreams and your nightmares. And it's turning into more of like a living nightmare right now for you. That it has everything to do with you not being completely open with how you feel about someone. So if this is leaving a toxic environment or a toxic relationship, it's because it's not true that you love them. Or like maybe you've just literally gone down different paths. Maybe that's it. Have you gone down different paths? Is that why the Two of Wands and the Moon is there? What's with the Moon? What's with the Moon? Let me read from this deck real quick while I stare at this. And, oh, oh, fighting, deceit, lies, cheating. Oh my God. It's all of the things. It's somebody keeping a lot of pain to themselves, too. And at the end of the day, you're walking away from this. You cut your losses. It's more important to move away than to be right, but you're absolutely going to stay in an intellectually sharp frame of mind, stay austere, stay sober, make out a to-do list every morning. The Tower is coming with the Page of Cups. God, it could be that you have to break someone's heart. It might not even be that your heart is the one being broken here, or it was in the past, but it's the Tower for God. Or it's literally just that you have to look your kids in the eye and say, I'm leaving your father, or I'm leaving your mother, and it has nothing to do with you, and it's not your fault, and there's just no way of seeing it any other way. There's just no way of seeing it any other way. It doesn't have to be a big fight. It can definitely be a co-parenting situation here. What's this other person gonna do when the tower falls and they realize that it's over? Uh-oh. Huh. Let me see. Okay, now I'm really confused. Hold on here. Who are all these other people that are... Okay, I feel like this could be an amicable parting, an amicable divorce. This could be equal give and take and absolutely fair if and only if you two only deal with each other. before you get all the lawyers into it, before your new person and their new person, y'all are not going to sit in a room with each other. Y'all are not going to sit in a room with the kids, with the extended family, with the friends, with the best friend, with the ride or die, with the side piece. None of these people are involved in the separation, okay? Please, I can't stress this enough. And if you're thinking, well, I need some of those people to go through with this separation or to fight this does not need to be a fight at all. This is a decision that can be made on facts. Like you've used the scientific method here. So, um, yes, the other person is going to be devastated, maybe, or it's just that, oh my God, we've been working towards this for so long that it just seems like almost failure to have to give up and go your separate ways or whatever, but it just needs to be done. And you're both grown ups. And I think even if there was fighting or disturbances or interference or whatever, it is the end of this relationship, of this book. You close the book and you move on to a new love relationship. But in the meantime, there's this weird, murky middle ground here of two people who really just need to focus on the fact that a very long time ago they loved each other and they decided to come together and work towards something. But at this point in your journey, your karma is going to be different from theirs, and the road that you have to take therefore is different than the one that they would be choosing, that they will be guided to go down. Okay, and right now you kind of need to not worry about money. Just remind yourself, like I said at the very beginning of this reading, this could be just one final test from your higher power to show you, them, the world, that you have kind of perfected this skill or this craft that is resourcefulness. So if you've been living above your means, it's time to scale it back. It's time to budget. If it's not that serious, this is the week for you to really sit down and budget and cut out those expenses that you don't need. And it's like, what do we really need? What do we want versus what do we need? That might be the scientific method applied in your life this week if it's not a divorce or just coming to terms with it. But you being resourceful in this situation means that you can keep out the background noise that I don't even know if you two realize how much that has affected the way you interact with each other, the way you communicate with each other. So I don't know if there was like an open marriage agreement or if one person just is a monogamous type and the other person is just not a monogamous type. But this is an ending, but it's victory for you both. As long as you don't worry about the money aspect, as long as you don't worry too much about the past or the future, because you have beautiful luck, abundance, and good karma coming to you because you're deciding. And if you haven't decided yet, baby steps right now, decide right now. You're going to take the high road. You're not going to let anybody else outside of you and him or her and whatever into this conversation. First, even have the conversation before you go to your lawyers. And then at that point, if there's anyone else in the room when you have this discussion, this negotiation, let it only be your lawyer and their lawyer. Period. You guys are going to cut out the fat from this conversation, which is literally everybody else. And if that includes someone that you would consider a best friend or a financial advisor, remember, you're not worried about not having enough to get through this kind of rough patch before you two actually make peace in a way that you never knew you could. So this is between worlds. This is between the old world and the new world. And right now, even if you are in a new relationship, this is about you planning for kind of a solo adventure. You building up the life that you want without anybody else's opinion, without what anybody else wants from you, society wants from you, your culture, your family, your whatever, even your own children. So if you know that a child or two are going to have a really hard time with this, just know that it's coming from a place of pain, but that they want the best for you. This relationship is just, it's killing you both, or it's one is dragging the other down. You know, that split in the road could be one's taking a dark path and the other can't follow, like in Star Wars. But this is the end, and I see just beautiful things for the both of you as long as you stay mature and you stay honest. And I think whoever you're dealing with, if you're like, they're not going to be mature or take the high road or do the right thing, I feel like you're talking about, God, you're talking about, wow, someone who's been very, very hurt by you. So if they have walls up, it's because they had to put it there, or this is the reverse. And it's like, if this conversation is so hard to have, it's because you had to put up your walls and you had to be cold and unapproachable and you had to be really judgmental and put your heart and your feelings aside and look at the cold, hard truth here. So, whoever you're dealing with is going to absolutely respect, respond, and honor you, this conversation, and this split and this peace, as long as you're honest, as long as you come out with everything and say everything. Or this is you saying to them, this conversation will only work if you're completely honest. And maybe it's time to come out and say, what? What? Judgment, Page of Wands. I know about you and your lover. I know everything. I know about the side piece. I know about the secret relationship. Huh. So maybe you know something that they think you don't. And this is just finally time to have that conversation where it's like, I know you cheated on me. I know you lied. I know you were mischievous. And I know you don't have my best interests at heart. And I need to move away. Okay, so if that was what was done to you, this is going to be what kind of a relief for this person because um, they want to move forward with whatever new relationship they're interested in right now. So, whatever is going on with you two, it's only going to be okay if you two come together and remember whatever original bond that you had. I'm hearing that song, I was a lover before this war. Who is that? Help me below, guys. Help me below. Um, so maybe it was just life, war, chaos happened and you're not the same people anymore, or it doesn't matter, but please come together for at least a day for this conversation to say, we need to go our separate ways. We need this to be peaceful. We need our children to be okay. And we're not going to put them in the middle of this. We're going to try to make this as okay for them as we can. So both of you literally sitting in a room being honest with each other that this is over, but it could be beautiful. It could be fortunate. It could be magical. But you have to take everyone else out of this situation and realize that money doesn't matter. You're not going to fight over who's right. The time for fighting is done. Am I wrong? I just see the time for fighting is long gone. Long gone. Long, long gone. So the only thing to do now, it's like, what decision even is there to be made? You both already know. This is just chains at this point. This connection, it's a cord cutter. And maybe both of you are really resistant to that because of how much you went through together, maybe in the past. Never was a cord cutter. What is that song? Huh. Huh. Halfway. Wow. So it's time to cut cords. The fighting is done. The war is over. The split has happened already. The schism has happened. It's just time to look each other in the eye, tell the truth, sign some papers, and walk away. Decide between the two of you that you're not going to let the families make this chaotic, or your new lovers make this chaotic, or the children make this chaotic. Maybe one or two of your children are they know how to play you against each other or something. You're not going to let that happen. And you're not going to let your fears of not having enough money to make this divorce happen, or whatever that means. Remember, this is just a final test of your patience, your courage, and what you have subconsciously been doing on your own hero's journey thus far, which is perfecting the skill of resourcefulness. Perfecting, meaning your entire life, your whole life, and past lives, you were working on being resourceful, making something out of nothing. So there's no fear here. This should be a place of calm. Yeah, it's a weird kind of in between worlds, but that's okay. Sometimes those weird in between purgatory feeling worlds are necessary. Like the old Navajo saying where you don't ever stand in a doorway. You never stand in a doorway. You're either coming or you're going. So no more standing in the doorway between you two. You're just going to come together. Make sure no one else is in this conversation for that first initial contact where you say it's time to say goodbye. And then you both. It's not, oh, they're going to regret this, or oh, they're going to miss me, or all of that, I think, is so far in the past that both y'all's guides, higher guides, guardian angels, ancestors are going to be very, very proud of you both, and you will both find fortune, good luck, abundance, and the kind of generational wealth that comes with working hard, being resourceful, being courageous, and walking away when you need to. Those cords are just chains at this point, and I think you both know that. So, it's not about your new lovers fighting against each other, or third parties, or side pieces, or mothers, or stepmothers, or mother-in-laws, and any of this extended family sort of, or friends chaos needs to be cut out. Maybe step number one, you two come together and decide if you need to show them this reading, if there's something in here, well, you will, like, they will know that this will resonate with them to move forward. Go ahead and do that. I'm not for everyone. This isn't for everyone. This is scary for some people, so that might not work. But if you need to do that, go on ahead. But this needs to be you and them and no one else, because that's how it started. That's how it needs to end. That's the full circle. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. You can't return, you can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round the circle game. Okay, but no more circle. Shout out to Joni Mitchell, by the way. Love, 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 love. This is the end of a cycle. This is the end of a cycle, but it's beautiful. Even if it was war, even if it was chaos, even if it was trouble, it's peace, healing, grace, and moving on with dignity for the both of you. I couldn't be more happy about how this is going to turn out for you. But don't worry about money. Don't worry about what everyone else in your ear thinks. And don't worry about what they're going to say or what their new lover's going to say. They want peace as much as you do, at the very least for the children. All right, let me see what else. Bottom line here. Oh, is that upside down? Yeah, it's upside down. Yeah, you're going to find a whole new youthful vigor. Or if you're not in a new relationship, you're going to find one. And it's going to be sturdy and it's going to make sense. And they're going to be receptive to all your awesome ideas and plans. And they're going to want to work with you. And it's going to feel really good physically, if you know what I mean. So if you're feeling alone right now, yeah, you have all the love and joy, happiness, emotional satisfaction that was missing from this other situation as soon as you stop standing in the doorway. That goes for the both of you, and walk through that door. And you might have to hold hands just to walk through that door so that you can let go and separate and go your separate ways. Okay, so if this is metaphorical, you can't it's like you can't walk through that door without them. You have to first rejoin hands so that the higher power sees that you're both in a position to not war, to not hurt each other, to work together, to stand next to each other. God, I feel like I'm going to cry. At least while you walk through that door. At least while you walk through that doorway. To get out of that buzzing, that purgatory, this like this being stuck in the machine or the matrix almost. So you might have to. Maybe that's why this is being strong and putting on your big girl or big boy pants and not worrying about everyone else and the money, so that you can hold hands just to walk through that doorway and then go your separate ways. Close the book. Time for new love, new luck, new wonders, and new miracles. And maybe you never thought that could happen, but that is what is about to happen. So I see air signs, fire signs. Maybe you are a fire sign with air in your chart. Maybe you are an air sign with fire in your chart, or it's who you're dealing with. But this is a happy ending, but maybe not the kind that you imagined in the first place. It's all like all your dreams went to hell only for them to actually fall into place, into this beautiful picture where you're both going to be okay, going your separate ways. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I feel exhausted. I feel emotionally exhausted. It's like what's that song? Um, I have emotional motion sickness. Somebody roll the window down. There are no words in the English language. I could choose to drown you out. So maybe it's like you've all just been trying to ignore each other this far, and it's like, no, no more. You can't ignore this any longer. You have to cut the ties. You have to cut the cords. But first, you have to come together and hold hands for like one day just to walk through that door. And then you can forget they ever existed. And there might be a time where you don't even remember their name. So remember I said that, because this is all beautiful things for you. Good luck, like I said. He who chops wood warms himself twice, and you've been working very hard, and you are very resourceful, and you're very bright. So keep the emotions out of it if you can. Okay, this is a head over heart decision, meaning there might still be some love and pain there, and you're waiting for some sort of, I don't know, maybe like an apology, but don't have any expectations other than you guys coming together to say, we're coming together to say goodbye. So if you feel sick, if you feel depleted, if you feel exhausted, know that all of that ends when you close the last page of that book and say goodbye. All right, I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot, and this was a random specific reading for someone who is at the end of maybe a very long relationship or partnership. But it's all for the best. Just this last one little rough patch where your ability to be resourceful is tested. So, resourcefulness, courage, stability, and sobriety until this is over, and then you can go drink margaritas on the beach with your new one as long as you want and forget this one ever existed, okay? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. No fear. No fear. You got this. It's gonna feel really good to walk through that door. For both of you. For both of you, I think. So I'm happy for both of you. I'm sorry it has come to this. I'm sorry it has come to this. Whatever that means. But it's part of your hero's journey for the both of you to walk away and go your separate ways. And it's going to bring joy, good luck, and abundance. And new love. So hang in there. Okay? I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. And I will see you for the next one. All right? Bye, guys.